People, how's everything going? How's everything going? Please, as you are joining, indicate in the comment section if you can hear me. And it's very sad today for my Facebook family, because I'm not going to be live on Facebook. I'm only live on YouTube. So please, if you're joining in, indicate if you can hear me. Indicate if I'm audible. Indicate if you can see me properly, so that we can continue and have a small quick discussion about one of the most interesting cases of all times, the case of baby testimony. So please indicate in the comment section where you're watching me from, and if you can hear me, so that I can hear you also. We can see you in green. Oh, nice. Okay, I'm only beginning to see the comments now. The comments are not showing all this time. We are waiting, my hero. Pull the trigger. Thank you so much for opening our eye. I greet you so much. I see you and I appreciate you. Hi, Mr. PDT. Greetings, Prof X, and everyone on the platform. Greetings, everybody. Please let me know if you can hear me. Watching you from United States of America. Watching you from Germany. This is wonderful. I can see I have quite a lot of people in the house today. I greet you, my people. How are you doing? Please indicate in the comments where you're watching me from. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening, everybody. Save the highlight. Okay, so today I'm not streaming via the other platform that I normally stream via. I'm literally live here on YouTube. So I just wanna know if I'm audible, if I'm quite audible enough for my people in the house, if you can all hear me and see me properly. How are you, my people? Catherine, watching you from United States of America. How are you, Catherine? Olukuye, you are audible. Thank you. Ebony, greetings, people. Catherine, loud and clear. Blossom, hello, Prof X, watching you from London. We must find baby testimony, says Martins, Didi. Definitely. We have to find our boy, without doubt. Hello, Lebo. I salute you, my sister. That's Blossom responding to Lebo. Mamila, okay, Mami Let Love, Lead TV. God bless you, Prof X. Watching you from Spain. I'm watching you from Utah. Is it Utah? And then we have Oyedele watching you from Cape Town. Greetings, my people. Greetings from Germany. Beatrice Munch. No, I can see people can hear me loud and clear. Hey, Prof, spoken out. I see you. G Money, Staggart. Hello, Mr. PDT. I see you. Good evening, Mr. Pull the Trigger. I see you. I greet you. And I appreciate you all people for joining in. You people, you know you are the best. You are the best on top of the rest. You are the best above them all, my people. So we've been silent. You know, there's a reason why we've been silent. And we have been quiet, and it has been bothering a lot of people. So many people have been asking. Miss Dikane, hey Butuami, I see you. Eddie, all the way from Italy, I see you. Prof X, how are you? Prof X, fear not God. Fear not, God is with you. I appreciate that. And for real, God is really with me. If it was not for God, we could not have gotten this far. We could not be here talking the way that we are talking. But it's because of God's goodness that we are still standing and we are still pushing. And we remain unshakable. And nothing can shake us and nothing can stop us. We are here to stay. We are here to fight forward. And we'll keep moving forward until we find our boy. Through whatever it takes. And we'll do whatever it takes to reunite with our little man. Joy for Christ. Men of wisdom, I greet you. I see you, Joy for Christ TV. I see you. And we have more grace. And the Lord is with you, Mr. PDT. Thank you, my people. You know, I appreciate so much when everything is, given to God to take the wheel. When we submit everything, our efforts, to God, for him to be the one who directs our movements, who directs our steps. Because alone we are definitely not capable. On our own, we can't do it. That's why we need, His Majesty, His Royal Highness to come through for us and to lead us and to guide us through. The case of baby testimony, my people, is still on. So many people were commenting and sending me messages. Prof X, how far with baby testimony? What's happening with baby testimony? We are still doing everything that is possible to make sure that we reconnect with baby testimony. And there's a lot that has been happening. I'm sure most of you are aware of so much noise that has been going on. And people, they are just biting and they are not being so straightforward with with what they are doing. Their intentions are not so clear as to, do you know the point that Jeremiah Omoto is in today? He's in some sort of a corner. And the corner that he is in, he literally does not know what to do or how to do it. So it's not easy for him to release the boy in a way that it will become too obvious. I saw a video of other people saying that Jeremiah Omoto is innocent. Jeremiah Omoto for Fane has nothing to do with the case of baby testimony. He's an innocent man. That's what other people were saying. But my people, let me tell you, let me just make this disclaimer. For once, the reason why I did not comment about baby testimony in the past few days, the reason why you did not see me talking much about baby testimony, is because I know they're up to something. They've been doing things, and they're trying whatever that they can to find a way to release the boy, a way that will not connect to them. And I did not have to comment about what is being said or what is going on, for the reason that I do not want to delay baby testimony's justice. I do not want to delay, the speed of the release of baby testimony. Because the more I come and talk about the things that Omoto for Fans people are talking about and expose what they're trying to do, it might take us so much time for us to get baby testimony's justice. But come December, my people, there's a lot that we have done. Come December, the whole world is going to know about this case. And I was having a discussion with one man, very influential man in Nigeria. And he was telling me, he was being frank with me. He was telling me that, my brother, you are doing a very noble thing, but I want to be honest with you. There's no justice that will ever come out of Nigeria. There is no any form of justice that you will ever be served in Nigeria, especially on this case of the missing child. He was frank with me that no matter what you can do, there's no justice, in as far as justice is concerned, that can be served in the nation of Nigeria. And what he told me is, the best way to make sure that this baby comes out, put as much pressure as possible. Do campaigns in such a way that the world knows about this missing child. Do not stop. The law enforcement and the judiciary might not be the right channel to get baby testimony. But the more you let the world know about what is happening at Wari, in Jeremiah Omoto's shrine, the higher the likelihood of Jeremiah Omoto and Mercy City to react and to respond, and definitely to release baby testimony. Because every time we come here, every time we do these exposés, there's a lot that is at stake. Mercy City is losing out a lot. Most of you might not see it, and most of you might not be able to quantify the loss that Omoto is incurring, or the loss that Mercy City is incurring, whenever we raise awareness about this case of baby testimony. You might not be able to quantify it, but the man has made drastic losses. He has made huge losses. And that is the only way that we can fight, and that is the only way that they can release baby testimony. So this coming month of December, it's supposed to be Christmas. They are supposed to be enjoying. They are supposed to be celebrating, yes, the birth of Christ, as they call it. But I'm going to dedicate myself to make sure that there will be no rest, there will be no peace, there will be no happiness in the camp of Omoto for Fame. I will make sure I can, that is my area of specialization. You know, this case, we just have a community at the moment. A community of people that know about this case. We just have a group of people that know about this case. And not everyone knows about it. It's only a niche that knows about the case of baby testimony, of how he was abducted at Mercy City. But the majority of Nigerians are not aware of it. The majority of Nigerians have not yet heard about this case of baby testimony. This month of December, I have set an entire budget aside. An entire budget to make sure that this message reaches all ends of Nigeria. Not just Nigeria. Even places outside of Nigeria, even places outside of Africa, countries outside of Africa. We are going to target especially his most honored international guests, the ones that have been funding these shrines. And the way it is so easy now in this digital and technological era, is going to make this so smooth. And we are going to make sure, I am going to make sure that everybody that needs to know about this will know about this. If there's a case that is going to trend in this month of December, is the case of baby testimony. Right now, I've done close to 10 videos. This whole period that I have been addressing and doing interviews, I've done close to 10 videos. And these 10 videos are more like a documentary. These 10 videos are more like, you know, a summary. They are more, I can just call them 10 episodes for now. They are a summary of everything that is unraveled, everything that is taken place from the time baby testimony was abducted to the current time that we are at today. In these 10 episodes, they are going to be the episodes that will be used as pieces of material or as content for marketing, as content for raising awareness. Hence, I told you that I've put aside a budget that is specifically meant and reserved for this project. This is a project to me now. It has been always a project. That's why most people could not understand the terminology whenever I called it a project. So to some of you who do not understand how these digital platforms operate, the reason why we probably do not reach the masses or the thousands or the millions of Nigerians is because of the algorithm on these platforms. They limit the number of people that you can reach. And the reason why they limit the number of people that you can reach is because they want you to pay them to boost or to spread across your content to different people. They are in business, and I understand them. So on Facebook alone, each video will be posted on Monday, and it will be promoted for the entire week. And in this entire week, we'll target Nigeria as a demographic and invest as much money as possible in the promotion of these ads to make sure that everyone in Nigeria, I mean, when I say everyone, It's not like people will choose to watch it or not. These videos, when they are promoted, they will be in the face of everyone. Whenever you log into Facebook, the first video that will show up on all the people in Nigeria is the video about the case of baby testimony. The moment you go to Instagram and you're just scrolling, you see a video popping up, sponsored video about the case of baby testimony. It will get to a point whereby it's not going to be easy for the Nigerian government, for the other Nigerians or the other ministers to ignore this case. I've already determined my goal and I've already determined what I want to achieve out of this. And one thing that I want to achieve is to make sure that this case is known by everyone. This case is known worldwide. And a time is going to come, a time when big people, big celebrities with huge followings will pick on this case, will advocate, will post. That alone will give us enough audience for a public outcry. Because what we need on this case of baby testimony, the courts we can go for the next 2 years, but what works, what we need is a public outcry. That is the only way they will release baby testimony. Because a public outcry is going to put Jeremiah Omoto-Fofeng on a cross. Jeremiah Omoto-Fofeng and Mercy City on a cross. They might not bring him to book. They might not. In Nigeria, they might not. If the judges are given 10 million naira, do you think they'll pursue this case? If the commissioners of police are given 5 million naira each, do you think they'll take on this case to seek justice? They'll not. We all know the landscape of Nigeria. We all know how things roll in Nigeria. We all know. Now I've come to understand how things go in Nigeria. And it's not only in Nigeria, it's almost in most African countries. But in countries like South Africa, things like this, they normally don't fly. Hence, I'm telling you that now, the only thing that can save baby testimony is a public outcry. We have enough people here on the platform, but we need as many people as possible. We need multitudes to know about this. We need the entire continent to shout in one voice, justice for baby testimony. Baby testimony deserves justice. And he is going to get that justice. And we are going to do whatever it takes to make sure that justice prevails. The public outcry that is going to come in this month of December is going to shake Mercy City. Is going to bring Mercy City to its, to rubbles. The public outcry is going to make Mercy City seem to be a place not to be. That's the idea. We have tried to reason with these people. We have tried to understand that they might need time to do their gimmicks or to find a way to release the boy. But they don't seem to be cooperating because they are of the belief that this case will die a natural death. Well, they're fooling themselves. Well, this case is going to stay. It's not only going to stay, it's going to expose so many other elements in these shrines. So what a public outcry will do, it will make the entire Mercy City and the entire brand called Jeremiah Omoto look so unattractive. That's the whole idea. The propaganda that I want to push henceforth until baby testimony is released is to make Mercy City look like it's an unsafe environment for children, for which it is. You and I can agree, Mercy City it's an unsafe environment for children. If it was a safe environment for children, we wouldn't be having this conversation. The reason why most people still believe that Mercy City is a safe environment for children is because cases of this nature have always been covered up. It's because victims of this nature have always been silenced. They've always been threatened and harassed by the police whenever they want to come out and speak out. Some of you might think this is the first case that has happened in Mercy City, but it's not. Quite a lot of things like this have been happening at Jeremiah Omoto's shrine. A lot of these things, a lot of these cases are very common at Mercy City. The reason why you do not know about them, and it's not only Mercy City, all the other shrines in Nigeria, these cases are very common. The only reason we don't know about them or we don't hear about them, these pulpit bandits, they have enough money to buy off law enforcement agencies, law enforcement personnel, to buy them off so that they stop the investigation, so that they rule in their favor. They can buy the entire judiciary system, because whoever has money has the final say. But we thank God for technology. We thank God for the internet. The internet has given us an opportunity to fight against injustice, to fight against these, inconsistencies in the judiciary, to fight against corruption. Gone are the days when something can be swept under the carpet and gets buried forever. Now we can communicate virtually. Now this message can reach multitudes, thousands and millions of people. And we are going to make sure that before they release baby testimony, the world has to know what is happening not only at Mercy City, but what is happening in African churches. Because the main targets of these charlatans are international people, people in Europe, because they know those are the people that have money, those are the people that can come and bring investments, those are the people that can come and pay huge sums of tithes and seeds and offerings to these African shrines. The reason why all those people are contributing to these African shrines, because they are being sold narratives. They are being made to believe that these are charity organizations. They are being made to believe that Omoto is helping the community, the society, that Omoto is giving handouts to the needy, of which that's not the reality on the ground. The reality on the ground is kids are missing from these churches. And when kids go missing, and the mothers of these kids come out to talk about it, they get arrested. They get brutalized by the police. They get harassed. They get to be taken to court so that fear can be instilled in them. But the time for all that nonsense is over. It's not going to be for long. Everything has its time. There's a time for everything. And the time for these atrocities to humanity has come to an end. The time for fake miracles, fake healing performances, fake prophecies has come to an end. That era has come to an end. We are putting a stop to this entire dispensation of falsehood. And we are going to make sure that we create a safer community. We are going to make sure that we preserve the integrity of the church by removing these cancerous entities, these parasites that are native doctors, that are ritualists, who have just rebranded or who have just well decorated themselves to look like they are of God, so that they can fit in this religion called Christianity. Because this religion called Christianity tolerates everything. It does not really stand for anything. It allows everything to happen. A religion that tolerates everything is very useless. Anything can happen. That's why we have so many immoral things happening in this religion called Christianity. because it's not standing on anything. It does not have any moral ground or any principles to abide by. Anyone can just become a Christian and start doing what they want, open their shrine. A Sangoma can wake up today and take off all those beads and put on a suit and mount a pulpit and decorate his building and put a cross inside and just take a Bible and put it on the pulpit, and gullibles will start coming saying that this is the house of God. That's how dangerous this religion is, called Christianity. Now we have Sangomas like Jeremiah Omoto, witch doctors like Chris Okafo, Babalawos like Joshua Iginla, fitting in this religion called Christianity, making people believe that they are servants of God. Yet they are low-key native doctors. They are low-key Babalawos. They have no spirit of the Holy Spirit at all. They have nothing of God. Pure ritualists, very wicked to the core. Hence, they are all silent about this as if they can't hear what we're talking about. They can hear everything we talk about here, but they'll never come out and talk about it because they're also involved in the very same occultism. They're doing the same rituals. But it's our turn now to make sure that we put an end to this. We stop it for once and for all. We expose all of them. We make it practically impossible for them to conduct this business. If they want to be native doctors, for which they are, they must be open about it and stop deceiving people in the name of God. And stop deceiving people that they are, ambassadors of Christ. There's nothing wrong with being a traditional healer. There's nothing wrong with being a native doctor. That's our African tradition. We have, centers where these people can conduct business without anyone interfering with their practices. The challenge is this religion called Christianity is it's open doors to anyone and everyone. And that has become a blind spot because it has allowed these Babalawos to find a place in Christianity to deceive people, to do their rituals in the name of God, in the name of Christ. Because they realize that they now have a very thin layer of clients in the traditional space. They now realize that people are now more enlightened to things of the Holy Spirit. People are now more enlightened to the things of Christ. So they said, okay, if our clients have now left the old traditions or what they used to do in the past, why don't we also live what we are doing right now? Not live per se. That's where the difference is. 99% of Africans used to practice or used to engage with these native doctors and traditionalists. But when the gospel started being preached, that's when they shifted from these things of native doctors or of consulting native doctors. Now they are now believing in Christ. They're now following Christ. They are now, living a different life. They were now saved by the blood of Jesus Christ. And they departed from their old ways. Now these Babalawos realize that business is now lacking, it's now dragging. Our clients, they do not consult us anymore. They thought twice, what can we do? We still need to make a living. We still need to make money. Let's just go and join them where they are. But we do not stop practicing our witchcraft. We don't stop practicing our rituals. So they just came with their baggages to Christianity. All they had to do was to get rid of the beads. All they had to do was to wear shiny suits. All they had to do was to wear shiny shoes and perm their hair and come and look professional in your face and start telling you about Christ and start telling you that they are hearing from God and start prophesying nonsense in your lives. I see this, I see that. Can I pro? All that garbage. just so that they can adjust to the new demands of the modern day customer who is a Christian, who is a believer. Now they still continue with their rituals of oils and all those consecrated materials. But now they'll lie to you that this is the blood of Jesus. This is an anointed oil. But in real fact, those things that you buy as anointing oils, they are coming from a shrine. They are all coming from a shrine. And you're still in a traditional situation. You're still consulting native doctors. But because you're gullible, you think they are actually servants of God, but they are still doing rituals and ceremonies. That's why they take children. That's why they kidnap children at their shrines. That's why we are having this conversation today of a missing child, of baby testimony. Because they have deceived masses that they are who they are not. They have made people to believe that they are who they are not. They are nowhere near who they claim to be. Who they are and who they claim to be, they are like parallel lines. These are sangomas, and you think they are prophets, you think they are men of God. That's why for them it's something that is not even a big deal to abduct children for their ritualistic, sacrifices and activities. It only comes across to you as something that is unimaginable. That's why most of you even say, how can a man of God do this? How can a man of God be like this? They are not men of God, these ones. They are babalawos. And you still refer to them as men of God. They have nothing of God at all. So we have to make sure that we do whatever it takes to bring back our beloved ones who have been taken away by these sons of the devil. I don't know who Mami Love is or what she's talking about, but the moment I heard someone telling me that she said Jeremiah Omoto is innocent, that's when I said I discarded everything that I had heard about her and everything that she had said. Jeremiah can never be innocent. Jeremiah will never be innocent. Mercy City cannot be innocent. Mercy City will never be innocent. No matter what happens and how it happens, Jeremiah will never be innocent on this case. Whether someone did it or not, Jeremiah will never be innocent. So you can have different conversations around anything that you want. To say, oh, someone said baby testimony is with this person, is with that person. Come on, my people. We don't care anymore now. The reason why I had been silent about it is I wanted to see their end. I wanted to see where they are going with this conversation and this shakara. But it's not going anywhere. That's one thing I can tell you. It's not going anywhere. It's not going. If it was going anywhere, it could have landed somewhere by now. If the conversation that they're having was going anywhere, by now they could have given you information that is substantial. Information that shows you exactly. Information that shows you exactly who has baby testimony. Now you have not been given any information. You have just been made curious. The reason why they are making you curious and think that, oh, so this is the one that is baby testimony, is because they are testing the waters. They are just testing the waters to see the reaction, to see what you people will say. And if they don't get the response that they are expecting from people, they will divert the story. They will change the story. So they will try by all means to make one of their own a sacrificial lamb and sell that narrative and see how it goes. Because the point where Jeremiah Omoto is today, he's willing to sell off anyone. He's willing to sell off even his beloved pastors and pay them good money and tell them to just admit the liability. of being responsible for the abduction of baby testimony. You understand? That's exactly what is happening. Jeremiah Omoto is at a point whereby he can even say his mother is the one who took baby testimony, just so that his name can be preserved. My people, do not be concerned or do not be consumed by the conversations around the streets. Don't be consumed about, there's no baby testimony that will ever come from those streets. Nothing. The only thing you get from the streets are narratives. They are just selling you narratives. In these narratives, they have an agenda. They want to make you believe what they want you to believe. But they have nothing. They do have baby testimony, but they have nothing to show you on the narrative that they are giving you. I see people, you send me a lot of videos, eh? A lot of videos. Prophets, go and listen. Prophets, go and listen. They are voice recordings. They are this, my people. This is the Enlightenment series. You people, I have geared you up to start saying things before they happen. Don't fall for those things. There's nothing that is going to come out of there. They are just testing the waters. They want to see how you react to the narratives that they are selling you. They want to see your reaction. They want to see if you can believe it. If you believe it, then they will release baby testimony through that narrative. They will do anything to shift the blame from Jeremiah Omoto for fame. They will do anything to make you believe that Omoto for fame has nothing to do with the abduction of baby testimony. We are past that stage. We are way past that stage of debating whether Omoto is involved or not. That's a conversation we can never have. That's a conversation we can never revisit to have. You say, is Jeremiah Omoto involved? No, Jeremiah Omoto is innocent. Please don't bring me that nonsense. Don't bring me that. No, that is nonsense, pure nonsense. Jeremiah Omoto does not know about the case of baby testimony. He's being accused. Jeremiah is not being accused. Jeremiah Omoto is the head of the snake. Jeremiah Omoto knows. If there's anyone who knows about what happened to baby testimony, it's Jeremiah Omoto for fame. Even if Omoto for fame's mother or father or uncle or granddaughter or child or whoever comes out to say, I'm the one who took baby testimony, just know it's a lie. It's a lie. Money has been paid to that person to accept that liability so that their spiritual father can be exonerated. It's a game. They are gambling. They're trying to gamble with your emotions, my people. They're trying to gamble with your emotions. Don't fall for it. You're smarter than that. Way smarter than that. I know you, my people, you're too smart. And you're way better than them in your reasoning and everything. So do not allow yourselves to go where the wind is going. Don't allow it. I know you can be better than them in one way than the other. They know where baby testimony is. Their biggest challenge is they don't know how to release baby testimony. The biggest burden that they have is they don't know how to release baby testimony. They just don't know now. They have no idea how to do it. They are so confused. They are just so confused. They just don't know how to do it anymore. But that's not our burden to carry, my people. We have given these people so much time to do the right thing, but they haven't. They chose to be stubborn. But well, it's not our responsibility now. It's not our burden to make it easier for them. We are going to make it so hard, so difficult. Do you know my agenda now? Even though so many people call me saying a lot of different things, now I have an agenda. My agenda is to make it so difficult for them to release the boy. I know people have been saying, my agenda now is to make it so difficult, so difficult for them to release the boy. Until they get to a point whereby they don't have any other choice but for Omoto himself to come out and say, I'm sorry, my people. Here is your child. I made a mistake. This is what I want. Now we want to drive them to the point of confession. If they were reasonable people, by now they could have released that boy through whatever channel or through whatever way. But because they think they are level-headed, they think they are hardcores. Now we're also going to be hardcores. We will make sure that we force them and will distract any attempt that they will try to make to release this boy in any other channel. But he must come from the source, from the main man who took him. And we all know the main man who took him is Omoto for Fame. This is not defaming Omoto for Fame's character. This is not, crucifying Omoto for Fame. We are not doing all that. We are just saying it point blank. It's just the obvious. You don't need a prophet to tell you this, what I'm telling you. You don't need a fortune teller, or you don't need someone who has the gift of seeing things that others can't see to decipher what happened. My people, you are smarter. I know you are clever. We all know. Not just knowing, but let's put into, you watch the 10 episodes that I did. You watch the 10 episodes that I did. They are well detailed to the smallest detail. Everything that has transpired by now, up to now, even a blind man who cannot see some of the visuals, by just hearing the narration of the story, how it happened, can conclude that the man called for Fame knows where the child is. If anyone can tell you that Omoto does not know where the child is, that person is either high on something, or that person is just trying to play defense for Omoto for Fame. This case, we are willing to go wherever it takes. It can only be delayed in Nigeria. But we are willing to go wherever it takes, wherever it leads us. If we are defaming his character, then he has to prove it, that we are defaming his character. But there's only one way to prove that his character is being defamed: by releasing the CCTV footage. That's the only time he can maybe have a claim to say, oh, they're lying about me. They are saying that I did this, yet I'm not the one who did it. Okay, you are saying you're not the one who did it. So if you are saying you're not the one who did it, give us proof, evidence that you did not do it. The CCTV footage that they have been concealing, they'll have to release it. Until the CCTV footage is released, then Omoto for Fame, in his illiteracy, he can never, ever claim that he's being defamed. That case of defamation can only hold water in Nigeria, in their kangaroo courts. That's the only place where this case can hold water of defamation, of taking Sister Ruth Matthew from pillar to post and accusing her of defaming Omoto for Fame in Mercy City. That's the only land where this nonsense of defamation case against anyone that talks against Omoto can hold water. If they say I'm defaming them, let them bring the lawsuits here in South Africa. Let's meet in court. Let's make it even more interesting. And let's see how it ends. Let's give it even more mileage, more publicity. And the reason why they are not doing all that is because they know they don't have a case. No one has defamed Omoto here. No one has accused Omoto. Omoto is guilty until proven innocent. He's not innocent until proven guilty. He's guilty until proven innocent. Because everything that is on the ground, it's pointing at Omoto for Fame and Mercy City. How do you make a woman go through this? A disabled woman go through this, who lost a child because she had come to fellowship at your shrine. You invited her to your shrine through these nonsense adverts of his that he does, the keys of David, fighting against marine spirits. What marine spirits can Omoto fight against? What can Omoto fight? What marine spirits can Omoto fight? Well, someone is saying, I don't know, someone is responding to someone saying that if Chantel family, let me read the comment, sabotaged Mommy Love audio playing with their over-sabi analysis. Man, listen, no one can ever be sabotaged to play any audio that can help. If anyone claims that they've been sabotaged to play any audio, you must know that person is just playing around. My people, do not let your emotions go with the wave. If someone comes out today and say, I'm not going to play any audio because people said this, tell them to go to hell with their audios. Tell them to go to hell with their audios. There's a child that is missing here. And you come and tell people that I'm not going to play the audios that shows the proof of where baby testimony because of this and this and this. That's nonsense. That's myopic. We don't play when it comes to this case of baby testimony, and we don't care. If you have anything that can lead us to baby testimony and you do not want to bring it, keep it to yourself and don't ever talk about it. People are just catching cruise with the baby testimony so that they can maybe have the attention of certain people. You understand what I'm saying? All the people that you can ever hear out there, they are there for Jeremiah Omoto for fame. If there's the platform that I have no doubt that is standing in truth for baby testimony, is Chantel Cave, the platform of Chantel Cave, the platform of what's her name, Farm Lady, the platform of Sister Joyous. Those are the people that are solidly behind baby testimony. Any other platform that you hear baby testimony being mentioned, they are just trying to catch cruise. They don't care about baby testimony at all. They care about Jeremiah Omoto for fame. And they'll do everything to make you people believe that Omoto for fame has nothing to do with the abduction of baby testimony. Don't fall for that nonsense. Oh, I'm seeing Lebohang. Is it Lebohang? Or Lebogang Madumo? Lebogang Madumo. He's just sent the offering. Thank you, Lebohang. I appreciate you. God bless you. It's just unfortunate that I can't pin it now to the screen because I'm broadcasting live on the YouTube icon. But thank you, Lebogang Maduma, for your offering, for your tithe payment. I appreciate you. It was this Emmanuel. I know this guy called Mr. Pull the Trigger is something very important. That's why he is interviewing people. My people, when I tell you that I'm the captain of this ship, you must know something is happening. Something is about to happen. Something is about to happen, and when it happens, it will shock the world. It will scatter tables. It will definitely scatter tables. We have made a commitment to this case of baby testimony. We have committed ourselves that no matter what happens, no matter what comes, we'll fight till the end. No matter who says what, no matter who says this, we'll get to the bottom of this. And we're not going to be shaken now or have our attention diverted today. We've been in this game long enough. And we have been on this case long enough for us to fight with all that is in us. This case is going nowhere. This case is here to stay. And there are so many ways to fight. This is a war, my people. For baby testimony, we are going to war. Someone saying, Mr. PDT, don't make it easy for false prophet Jerry. If Omoto for Fame did not know, maybe he does not know. But this case is going to be his end. This case of baby testimony is going to be his end. You will see. Watch the space. He's going to be left with the only people that are at his shrine today. Those are the only people that will be fellowshipping at his shrine. But he's going to lose a very big advantage in these circles of charlatans. He's going to lose a lot. He's going to lose a lot of money. This is a shakedown. The only way we can get Omoto Fofene on his knees, let's shake him down. Until we reach a point whereby 50% of his kingdom finances boycott. Until we reach that point where 50% of his financial pillars boycott making contributions to this shrine, that's when you realize that this is real. Right now, a lot has happened. And the only way you can touch a charlatan, shake his money. The only way you can shake a charlatan, touch his money, touch his money. In this case of baby testimony, it's touching Omoto's money on a big deal, big time. People that used to give Omoto money are no longer giving Omoto money the same way they used to give him money. Because they've just realized that Omoto is not really who he claims to be. Omoto Fofene is an imposter. He's an imposter. Nothing of God. What he has been doing to Sister Ruth Matthew is inhumane. No man does that. I can't even refer to him as a man of God. Please, let's make it 75% of his financial support gone. 75% we would have buried him already. %, it's a shakedown. He would have gone down already. 50% is enough. You will see what he would do. You will see what will happen at 50%. You go see. You go see what they go happen. And by that time, that's when he will realize that this thing is real. Who would want to give their money to someone who is harassing someone in Sister Ruth Matthew's condition? Who would want to? Where's the honor in that? Where's the honor in doing that? By the time we are done, we'll make sure that the only people that will go to Mercy City are the people that are looking for handouts. Because he has made this case so personal. You are insulting me in South Africa, don't run. Those were his threats when he did a video and he wanted to shake Mr. PDT. He said, I'm coming to South Africa, and I've been waiting for him to come. Don't run. Funny thing, don't run. You're sitting there in one place insulting me. I'm coming, don't run. We're going to see. When I come there, I'll put you where you need to be. Now, people, God is with this. God is with us on this case. God is in it. If there's anything that they could have done, they're trying so many things, I even heard that they even have hitmen on the ground right now that are coming after Mr. PDT. But listen, if God is in it, do not be shaken. Do not even worry. Do not even be stressed. Don't even be shaken. God is in it. And I will remain untouchable. until God departs. Someone is saying, Prophet, why is Prophetess Happiness saying that you scammed her and Sister Elia? I don't even know the people that you are mentioning right there. Who's Happiness and who's Elia? I don't know them. Send me their pictures. I don't know those people. The only woman that I know from Nigeria that is of my interest is Sister Ruth Matthew. She's my gold, that one. She's my special stone. She's my ruby. You know a ruby? Regardless of her flaws, I'll protect that woman. I'll fight for that woman. I'll do whatever it takes for that woman. Whatever issues people have with that woman, I don't care. I'll stand and I'll defend her. And I'll do whatever it takes for her. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. We can be friends today. We can be agreeing today. But the day you start sabotaging this woman called Ruth and her family, I'll forget you at that very instant. Some say, Sister Ruth, yeah, she's not perfect. Ruth Matthew can never be perfect. I don't even expect Ruth Matthew to be perfect. I don't even want her to be perfect. She does not have to be perfect. With her flaws, I will accommodate her and I will love her and I will fight for her until she gets her child back. So whatever anyone says out there, whatever anyone will say out there about Ruth Matthew, take it and throw it away. If anyone brings you any voice note about Sister Ruth Matthew, listen to it and go away. Forget about it. Doesn't matter what they say Ruth Matthew did or is doing. And I don't care what Ruth Matthew is doing or whatever. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. So there is no any story about Sister Ruth Matthew that can ever come. Because there's this thing of people saying, Ruth Matthew loves money. Ruth Matthew is this. If you don't want to give Ruth Matthew your money, don't give her. If you don't want to support Sister Ruth Matthew, don't support her. Don't give her your money so that you can control her life. Don't do it at all. I have so many people watching me here. I have so many people that are following me here. If I come today and then I say I need money for Sister Ruth Matthew, I'll get an amount of money that I want for Sister Ruth Matthew. It's just that I have not yet asked for people to assist or for people to come through for Sister Ruth Matthew. So people never think that Ruth Matthew is vulnerable. As long as I'm alive, as long as I'm still speaking and I'm still standing, if I have to mobilize any form of funds for Sister Ruth Matthew and her family in this fight of baby testimony, I'll make sure it happens. And I remain the captain of this ship. Let the noise that you hear echoing from different ends of the world stay there. We don't even entertain those people that come and talk nonsense about Ruth. How many people have spoken nonsense about Ruth Matthew? She's still standing. How many people have spoken nonsense about Mr. PDT? He's still standing. No battle that is set for us who are on this course of justice ahead of us or any time can ever prevent us from moving forward. No battle, and there's no enemy that can ever stand in our face that we will not crush on this case of baby testimony. There is no enemy that will stand in front of us that we will not crush. I can promise you one thing for sure. We will crush and we will grind all of them. We will reduce them from here to here. Look at all of these nonsense people that came trying to sabotage this case of baby testimony. Where are they now? People should learn. Before they put their mouth on this case of baby testimony, they should learn. Sometimes people talk and I observe, I watch, I just relax. But when Mr. PDT comes out and he now finds time for you to address you, that will be the end of you. It's not a threat, but it's the truth. Because this case of baby testimony is very personal. It is very emotional. And anyone who shows signs of trying to ruin this case, then we'll also show them signs that we can ruin their careers forever and ever and ever. And we can do that, people, and we have been doing that. We are not even threatened by anyone that that claims to know Sister Ruth Matthew that much, that can come and say, Ruth Matthew, we know her, we've spoken about her, we have supported Ruth Matthew, we have given Ruth Matthew money. My people, Ruth Matthew is our sister. We will keep giving her money if we have to. We'll keep supporting her, and we'll keep supporting her family. She needs us, and we have to come together to support her. It's a responsibility that I'm placing on all of the people that love me, all of the people that love justice, and all of the people that have been watching this nonsense happening in the Church of God and are eager to see an end to it. That's what brings us together. That's what makes us have this conversation, because we have a common interest. And our common interest, the first priority, is to fight against injustice. The second is to set the captives free from these charlatans, from these wolves in sheep's clothing. And we'll do it together. Some will come, some will leave, but we'll soldier on, we'll keep moving forward. So I started with so many people that dropped out a long time ago. And God will always bring new people on board. On this case of baby testimony, do you know I'm never worried? Not a single day about how we are going to sustain Sister Ruth Matthew. I don't even think about it, because if God is in it, God will make a provision. I don't even have to come here and ask to say, people, we need A, B, C, D, and E. God has surrounded me with people that will do it without me even asking them to do it. I will tell you something about Sister Ruth Matthew. She is not 100%. She's not perfect. She can never be perfect. She has so many flaws. Some of the flaws of Sister Ruth Matthew, if I was going to get you in connection with Ruth Matthew, you might as well also not like her. You might also not, start to dislike her. Yeah, she has quite a lot of flaws. Ruth Matthew is stubborn. Ruth Matthew is rude. Ruth Matthew loves money. Ruth Matthew is everything that you can think of. So do not be shocked about all those things, because of all those things that Ruth Matthew is, I'm also guilty of those things. I'm also stubborn. I'm also rude. I also love money. I'm also imperfect. And so is you, my people. Most of the people that are watching me, we are not perfect. We can't be perfect. So Sister Ruth Matthew is not immune to any flaws. And I'll stick with her until we find a child. If Ruth Matthew wakes up and insults me today, I will insult her back. And we'll insult each other. We'll keep insulting each other. When we are done insulting each other, we'll get back on course to fight for baby testimony's justice. If anyone comes, or if a day comes, when I'll drop down this case of baby testimony because I had a fight with Sister Ruth Matthew, then you must know I never had good intentions for baby testimony. Baby testimony is a very innocent boy. It's a very innocent child. He can never be judged for the wrongs of his mother or for the wrongs of his father. And Sister Ruth Matthew can be, ungrateful. You can even do something for her today, and tomorrow she can tell you nonsense. But that can never stop me fighting for baby testimony, and that can never stop me, supporting her whenever she needs help. Because I'm helping Sister Ruth Matthew, because I'm advocating for baby testimony's justice or for Sister Ruth Matthew's justice. I don't own Sister Ruth Matthew. I don't have control over her life. I don't have the right to call shots in her life. That don't do this, do that, do. I'm only responsible to make sure that she's safe. She's okay. As a mother of 4, she also has a responsibility and a role to play in the life of her children. So all the people that you can ever hear, that you will ever hear coming, talking bad about Ruth Matthew, just know that those people never had good intentions. We've heard so many of them. I don't want to mention all of them. We've heard so many of them. How many people, my people, we have been on this case of baby testimony? We have dropped out from this case. How many? How many people have dropped out from this case? Plenty of people. But did we drop out? How many people have unsubscribed from this platform simply because they believed whatever nonsense they had in the streets of social media? And they lost interest on this case of baby testimony. How many people? Plenty of them. But this case is not for everyone. God has his own people that he specifically chose to fight this case, to stand for baby testimony. Not everyone will fight to the end. Some will fight and they'll do what they can. Whenever they get tired, they'll drop down. And God will definitely replace those people with more people. If 2 people drop down, God will bring 4 more people. If 10 people drop down at once, God will bring 20. I always say I'm the captain of this ship, but it's God who's actually pioneering this movement. It's God who's leading us in this case of baby testimony. And all glory goes to him. All glory goes to God. I'm just a vessel that is allowed him to use. There are so many other things I could have been doing. The time that I commit myself here, the time that I spend doing what I'm doing, there are so many other things I could be doing. But every time I also try to commit to other things that I should be doing, the spirit of baby testimony pulls me, it fights. I hear a voice that, brother, if you stop doing it for me, if you stop making this noise, if you stop fighting for me, who is going to do it? Who's going to have the same resilience, commitment as you? No one. And I feel like I just have to do it. And I have to do it. That's why I made sure that I disconnect my emotions throughout this whole case. So that when something happens that can emotionally affect me or push me back, I ignore it. Because the reason why most people drop out is because of emotions. They get emotional about what happens. And when they get emotional about what happens, they drop down to say they are hurt, they are disappointed. So if any insult comes from anywhere, I soldier on, I keep fighting, I keep moving forward. And I know God is going to raise an army. And I know God is going to do his own part. I'm just playing my own part. I'm just doing my own. And the author of the universe is going to do his own. And nothing is going to happen to me, people, until we find baby testimony. Even if anything happens to me before we find baby testimony, there are so many people out there that are ready to take on this battle, to take on this fight. But one thing that I refuse to do, they will never silence me. They will never negotiate with me on this case of baby testimony. They can never try it. They know my standard is way too high, above any amount of money. If I had the ability, or if I could compromise, do you think I could now be still here talking about this? And I could not have, taken a step back and say, okay, let me let this case flow. Let me just secure the bag. If I wanted money, don't you think Omoto can give me any amount of money that I want to be silent? The moment you put your standard on a level that money can equate, then you have lost your integrity. No one respects people like that. And God never rewards people like that. Man is the lowest form of reward that I can ever expect for what I'm doing. Nothing, it's no amount of money can motivate me to do what I'm doing or demotivate me to do what I'm doing. For how long have I been doing it? For the longest time ever. Who have you ever seen in the history of fighting for justice who has gone this far? Well, tell me any one of your... I'm not a blogger. I always tell people that don't refer me to as a blogger, but I'm saying look at your, your common bloggers. Who has ever stood on a case and fought hard for that case or for their victims to the very same length that I have? I'm cut from an entirely different cloth. And whatever brought me to this case of baby testimony is going to sustain me until we find justice for baby testimony. There is no way out of this case. They can dream about it. They can think about it. They can hallucinate. They can pretend not to care. But I'll make them care. They can pretend that, no, it's not affecting us, but I'll make sure it affects them. Whatever that needs to be done, we'll make sure we do it. They think they can hide. We'll make sure that we expose everything. We take away all their shields to a point whereby there's no hiding place. When God's time is ripe, no man can undo what God is doing. No man. Some of you think they are folding their hands. No men will fold their hands when their shrine empire is crumbling like this. Omoto has invested so much money to get me down. He has paid so many people to try to get me, to do whatever that they can, just so that this case dies. But this case is not going anywhere. And we are going to fight. We are going to keep fighting. Together we are, and together we will. United we stand. This is the beginning of something big, something huge. This is just the beginning, my people. This is just the beginning. This is not the end. This is just the beginning. And we still have a very long way to go. We still have so many other so many other fights, so many other victims to fight for, to stand for. And nothing can stop Rega. We'll fight until justice is served. I can see Dolly Miles. Dolly Miles has made an offering. Dolly Miles, thank you. I appreciate you. It's just that now I cannot pin the contribution, the tithe that was sent by Dolly Miles on the screen because I'm broadcasting live from the YouTube platform. If I was doing it via a streaming software, I could have managed to show the world what Dolly Miles has done. It's not only Dolly Miles. We have Grace Oko. Grace Oko, you're a true legend. I appreciate your offering. Today I don't want to brag. I'm not going to mention the amounts because I'm not going to mention the amounts. I'm just going to appreciate my tithe givers, my offerings. This one is coming from Grace Oko. Grace Oko, thank you so much. I appreciate you. And we have Priska Tobumutwe. Priska, I appreciate you so much. Race, don't quit. I appreciate you, Priska. God bless you. May God increase from wherever that you are subtracting. My tithe givers, my offerings. Come and bring your money to the house of the Lord. Do not rob God. These charlatans, they come a long way. Eh? They come a very long way, and they've tried by all means to manipulate our people, to lead our people astray. Do not be discouraged. My people, I don't even know how to be discouraged. I don't even know what can Prof X is cashing out now. Definitely. Definitely allow me to cash out, my people. This is the end of the month. In this coming December is going to be it's going to be something else. This coming December, we're going to make sure that no one enjoys Christmas from Omoto's camp. We are going to make sure that the misery that Sister Ruth Matthew is going through without a child is the same amount of misery that everyone that is at that shrine will go through. But before we start with anyone at their shrine, we first start with the head of the snake, with their papa. You know, if we cut the head, if we deal with the head of the snake, then the rest of the body becomes a rope. So we are going to make sure we neutralize them from the top. We'll make sure that that Omoto Fofane of a guy will know no peace. There's nothing special about Omoto. Nothing at all. It's just a mere human being that is going to die sometime. So to those that respect people that have money, I don't really understand. The money that you respect them for is not yours, it's theirs, and they'll never give you a portion of that money. To me, what comes first is humanity. And I appreciate and respect humanity beyond any status, any social status. If you treat human beings as humans, then you will realize that there's nothing that can come beyond or above respect for humanity. But Omoto and his entire team, they have no respect for humanity. If they did, they could have done better on the case of baby testimony. They would have done far much better. But they are not good people. That's the right way to put it. They are not sincere people. They are different kind of people. And the reason why we have to talk about this often, so that we raise so much awareness and expose them for who they really are, not who they claim to be. And we thank God that He has allowed us to open the eyes of believers through this case of baby testimony. It was not a coincidence that God allowed it to happen. Some people ask, if God is so caring, if God is so loving, why does He let atrocious things like that happen to vulnerable people like Sister Ruth Matthew, or to innocent children like baby testimony? The thing is, we do not understand God's plan. That's why we are too quick to ask Him questions. God knows the reason why He allows evil to prevail. And God knows how He will counterattack any form of evil to set His people free. Through this case of baby testimony, we have saved a lot of kids from going through what baby testimony went through. And through this case of baby testimony, so many things that were being done behind the scenes were uncovered, and still more are yet to be exposed. So let's allow it. Let's allow God. Let's not despair. Let's not give up on Him. Or let's not lose trust simply because we've encountered a challenge or a difficulty. God is the author of this life. He knows our tomorrow. He knows what's going to happen next. All we have to do is to follow through and remain faithful and maintain our righteousness or our holiness, and we'll maintain our relationship with Him despite what can be thrown at us, because life likes punches all of us in the face. And some of the things that happen to us in this life are the things that strengthen us, are the things that brings us even closer to God. I can tell you one thing for sure: God is going to show up when we least expect it. On this case of baby testimony, He's going to show up. He's going to show up, and when He shows up, He's going to show off. And we will all know why it had to happen the way it happened. And all the dots will start to connect. And you will understand why he allows certain things to happen. Our God is a God of order. He's not biased, he's not confused, he's not a small boy. He's not from your village. Someone said, God will curse you, God will punish you, God will punish you. That's what most Nigerians love to say when they are commenting, when I touch their anointed fathers, their so-called spiritual father. God will punish you. I'll be like, my friend, God is not from your village. God not be from your village. What do you mean he will punish me? Simply because you said he will punish me, you think he will punish me. Nah, that's not how it works. So that is it, my people. This is our last video for November. The year is coming to an end. And we have one more month to conclude the year of 2022. I hope you have been blessed throughout the entire year. And we still have a lot ahead of us. And I appreciate all people that have been members of this platform, all the people that have been subscribers to this platform, and all the people that have been commenting on this platform, and all my offering and tithe givers. You people, I appreciate you all. You're special people. And there are no words that can express my gratitude towards your contributions, towards your likes, towards your comments, towards your support, and for everything that you have done so far. I can't do it alone. You know, I count on you people. You are my backbone. Whenever you hear me bragging, and whenever you hear me talking with my chest out, it's because I have people like you. And it's because of people like you that I have this confidence. It's because of people like you that I stand with honor. It's because of people like you that I feel invincible. And it's good for me to feel that way, because that's what makes us win cases of this nature. It's your motivation, your inspiration, your support, and our unity, our togetherness. It counts, it goes a very long way. No man is an island. God will always send people. And I believe God sent all of you people to my world. And I believe God sent me to your world. And together, we can move forward. Together, we can do exploits. And so before we sign out, my people, please like the video. Give it a reaction. The reason why we love you to like the video is so that it can be distributed to other people, so that many other people can view this video. We still have a lot that is going to come, a lot that awaits us, and we're still going to do quite a lot of things. And for the case of baby testimony, I'm going to bring you so many more updates, and we are going to be doing that awareness campaign that I told you earlier about, and we are going to make sure that we reach out to everyone under the sun. We are going to play our part, and we'll leave the rest to God. We will definitely find baby testimony. We will definitely find baby testimony. We will definitely find baby testimony against all odds. And no one can stand in the way. No human being. Not a single soul has what it takes to prevent baby testimony's justice. It's practically impossible. No one can do it. I cannot even do it. I do not even have that capacity. Even if I wake up tomorrow and I start talking bad about this case, just know that I do not have what it takes to stop or to prevent baby testimony's justice. This case is in God's hand. This case is being monitored by God himself, and no man can counter it. So I thank you, my people, and I appreciate you so much. I'm going to check you again on the next episode of the Enlightenment series. Thank you, brother. May the Lord be with you. I appreciate you. Pale, good night, my blessed. I appreciate you. We pray fervently for our baby spends the end of the year with his family. That is the idea, Nyale. That's what we are praying for. That before the year comes to an end, baby testimony must be reunited with her mother and with his mother and with his biological brothers. God, you abundantly our brother. I appreciate you. Habimana. Habimana, I see you. God of gravity, is it true, for example, the lady in Canada? Is it true, for example, that lady in Canada? Francis Ajayi, so good night. Powerhouse of prayer, Mr. PDT, I'm out. I see you, my people. I see you. You're all coming through. But this is the time that we sign out so that we prepare for December. We prepare for December. December is coming, and in December we have to bring water. As we are closing the year, the water also has to be on another level. So we need to prepare for it, and we need to be ready for it. You know, we need to do whatever it takes to make sure that we turn up the heat, to make sure that they feel the pressure, to make sure that we expose them to the world. That's what we're going to do. The entire December, what we will be doing is expose them to the world, is to expose them, to scatter them open to the world. The world has to know about them, who they are, and who they have been claiming to be. The world needs to know about them. We have to save the world. We have to save many more children out there. And the only way we can do that is by bringing water to their doorstep. And you know we can do it, and we'll definitely do it. They will be left with no place to hide and nowhere to run until they do the needful, until they release baby testimony back to the rightful family. Baby testimony does not belong with them. Baby testimony belongs with Sister Ruth Matthew and his brothers. So you, my people, I love you so much. Till I meet you again on the next episode of the Enlightenment series, I'm out.